Asterisk today, from the heart of darkness, from behind closed doors of secrets, we tell you a story that is only spoken of as a hidden truth. It was told by those who lived it, passed down by those who believed it, and shunned by those who feared knowing more. This is a story about the real magician, ... Not about the con man who dazzles you with his sleight of hand or rope tricks, but about those who made pacts with the shadows and sold their souls to the devil in exchange for being superhuman. Asterisk, once upon a time, on the outskirts of a forgotten city, nestled among the forests, there lived a man named Kasim. No one knew much about him, except that he never appeared in broad daylight, never mingled with people, and his house was surrounded by a strange smell, with voices heard from him after midnight. It was said of him that he was eccentric, while others said he was crazy. But the elderly, who knew what we didn't, whispered in gatherings that he was a real magician, one of those whose names are forbidden to be mentioned. Asterisk, but who is the real magician? Asterisk, the magician we are talking about in this story is not an acrobat, a fortune teller, or someone who claims to bring back a lover and break spells. Rather, he is a man who sold his heart, his mind, and his soul in exchange for something that humans cannot achieve. Asterisk, he is the one who can fly in the air without wings, walking on the surface of the water as if he were walking on dry land. He is the one who stands before you and then disappears in the blink of an eye as if he had never been there. He is the one who moves from one country to another, needing neither a vehicle nor a passport. In just the blink of an eye, he is on another continent. Asterisk, Kasim could fly indeed. We saw him with our own eyes. We would pass by his house, freeze, look up at the sky, and see him soaring without wings. Once, we saw him walking on the surface of a river at dawn. We couldn't believe our eyes, but there were more than 10 witnesses, and from that day on, no one dared to approach the river again. Asterisk, his body, however, was something else. Once, a thief attacked him with a knife, stabbing him in the chest. Thought Kasim was going to die, but he didn't scream, he didn't wince, he didn't flinch. Instead, he smiled, pulled the knife from his chest without any blood, and then disappeared. The thief reappeared 2 days later, his lifeless body in the forest, completely burned, with no sign of fire. Asterisk, Kasim didn't believe in God. He mocked religion, despised the divine books, and every night he approached invisible entities, offering them blood and writing symbols on his body. He carried out their commands without question, and as a result, he was endowed with supernatural powers. Asterisk, not only was his body supernatural, but even his mental abilities were beyond description. He knew secrets, read minds, and spoke languages he hadn't learned. He would enter the markets and emerge laden with gold and silver without paying a dime, and no one dared question him. Everyone who saw Kasim saw someone else. The jinn would disguise him in a form other than his own, so no human could see him for who he really was. Asterisk, but the big question remains, why can't we see them? Why don't they reveal their powers? Asterisk, the answer, my friends, is as terrifying as you'd expect. When a magician signs his pact with Satan, he is bound by strict conditions. The most important of these is that he must not display his powers in public. He must not fly in front of people. He must not disappear in front of cameras. He must not walk on water in front of a crowd, because revealing these secrets is considered a betrayal of covenants, a breach of the rules, and an unforgivable crime in the world of the JINN. Asterisk, some magicians in the past took risks and demonstrated their powers, to be killed in brutal ways. Their bodies were torn apart. They burned from within, and they turned to ash in the blink of an eye. It was said that the jinn hung their bodies at the entrances to the underworld as an example to anyone who would dare break the rules. Asterisk, Kasim himself was warned one night by one of the great devils, who said, "If you reveal what we grant you, You will die a great death. That's why he would hide, choosing remote places and times when no one would see him. If someone did see him by chance, he would either go mad, or be erased from existence. Asterisk, what drives a person like Kasim to take this path? The answer is human greed. Man wants power, money, beauty, love, obedience, and the highest position. A true magician can grant you all of this. Yes, everything the human soul desires can be obtained if you worship Satan, betray your nature, and sell your soul. Asterisk, a magician can make your body muscular without exercise, remove wrinkles, restore your youth, and stop time from your body. He can give you a lover who doesn't love you, elevate you in your work, and bring down your enemies. Everything, except immortality and raising the dead, which are forbidden even to the greatest magicians. Asterisk, but the price. Don't imagine it small. Asterisk, to reach this level, you must endure torture beyond human capacity, unbearable rituals, total isolation, the consumption of impurities, the drinking of blood, the company of jinn, and the stripping of your humanity. You must hate the light and love the darkness, live in graveyards, and love death more than life. Asterisk, Kasim did all of this, transforming from a human being into an entity whose classification we cannot identify. But the irony is that in his final days, we would see him crying. The magician was crying. Asterisk, we would pass by his house at night and hear screams, wailing, and sometimes the sound of a child laughing. Then the sound of a woman crying. Then sudden silence. Then the door would open, and Kasim would appear, pale-faced, saying, "It's getting late. Don't come near." And one day, Kasim disappeared. We never saw him again. He disappeared, just as he had appeared. Some said the jinn dragged him into their world because he had broken the covenant. Others said he had tried to repent, so they killed him. No one knows the truth. But what we do know is that the real world of magic exists, and whoever opens its door must be prepared for what lies beyond. Asterisk, and now, dear listener, do you still believe that everyone who claims to practice magic is a liar? Or are there some among us who hold secrets you dare not imagine? Have you ever seen someone who can fly? Or walk on water? Or suddenly disappear? Asterisk, do you think that the so-called real magician is just a myth? Or is it a terrifying reality hidden from our eyes? Tell us in the comments about the strangest thing you've seen or heard. And be careful. Someone might be reading your mind right now.